What is up, Ivy Leaguers? Little recap episode for you. Probably going to be about 2 to 5 minutes long. I don't really know exactly how long I'm going to talk right now, but I think we need to recap yesterday's football action. Yesterday was one of the best weeks for football, for college football, I have ever seen. I mean, we had a plethora of great games. So let's break down some of this crazy action. First off, let's get started on the game of the week, in my opinion. We had Georgia playing at Tennessee, first SEC matchup of the season for both these teams, and it was a showdown in Knoxville, a shootout. I mean, this was truly a special game to watch. It looked like back and forth. We didn't know who was going to win. Early in the game, Tennessee took the lead, but Georgia just kept punching back, and finally they somehow took the lead at one point in this game, and it was just nuts to watch. I mean, you didn't know who was going to come away with a victory. I didn't know who was going to come away with a victory. I mean, in my prediction, obviously, I picked Georgia, but it looked like Tennessee was going to pull it out. And then late in the game, Georgia had the ball down 5, and Gunnar Stockton, Georgia's quarterback, fumbles it. He fumbles it, and Tennessee picks it up, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's like 5 minutes left in the game. Tennessee surely is going to win. Surely Tennessee can't blow this. They're at the Georgia's 30-yard line. All they got to do is run it a couple times, kick a field goal, or if they kick a field goal, they go up 8. If they score a touchdown, they win the game. So they kick a field goal, go up 8. Give Georgia a chance. In Georgia, they took that chance, and Georgia said, all right, we're going to go do something with this chance, and do something they did. They not only tied the game, but they also were able to stop Tennessee from scoring. Well, I don't know about stop Tennessee from scoring with little time left in regulation, but, I mean, Gunnar Stockton made one of the greatest throws I have ever seen a young starting quarterback make, because let's be honest, he's not a veteran starter. This is only his, third, fourth game starting as the Georgia quarterback, and he made one of the best throws I've ever seen to tie the ball game. Well, not to tie the ball game, but to give them a chance to tie the ball game. It was on 4th and 7. I mean, it was a heck of a throw, and then they go to the 2-point conversion. They make it. All right, great. You're like, all right, tie ball game. Surely we'll just go to overtime. Of course not. Tennessee gets the ball back. They start marching down the field. But guess what? When they're in field goal range, they miss the field goal. Because it's a college kicker situation. We know this is going to happen. This is college football. We have a college kicker situation. All right, so we go to overtime. Tennessee gets the ball first. They go down, kick a field goal. That's not what you want in overtime, but you'll take it. Now we go Georgia. All they had to do was run the ball, and they ran it over Tennessee and ran into the end zone. Won the game, 41-38, something like that. I mean, this was a thriller, folks, a thriller. If you didn't watch it, find a way to watch the highlights, because it was a heck of a game, one I would want to watch over and over again, and one that really proves that Georgia is there. Georgia is one of, if not the team to beat in the SEC. Kirby Smart I was impressed with his coaching, even though Tennessee or Georgia probably didn't deserve to win that game. They did, and they found a way to. That shows resiliency right there. All right. They have a bye week, and then they have Alabama next. So that will be a huge game. We'll do a rollout coverage for it. It'll be nuts. Wait till y'all see what I got planned. Next game I want to go over, Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. Notre Dame's home, all right? Notre Dame, they cannot start 0-2. They lost to Miami. It was another thriller. This time they got A&M coming into town. And A&M looked good, folks. I mean, they looked really, really good. In fact, they looked so good that I think they could win the SEC at this point. That's an overreaction, but still, they looked good, to put that in short terms. And it was another shootout. Well, not shootout, but it was just a football game. It was a game I like to see. It was fun to watch. It was cool to watch. And I mean, they were running over each other. Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame looked like he was unstoppable. He looked like he did last year. But then Marcel Reed for A&M looked like a Heisman-level quarterback. I mean, he looked really good last night, made some awesome throws that kept A&M in the ball game. Only had one big mistake, but he was able to come back from it, and it ended up winning A&M the game. A&M won by 1 point. Now, look, A&M won by 1 point because Notre Dame had a failure for extra point. They, on the second to last possession of the game, Notre Dame gets the ball, they score a touchdown, go up 6 points, and then they muff the extra point snap. And that really hurts. And then A&M was able to just score a touchdown and kick the extra point and win the game. So tough luck for Notre Dame. We'll see if they can rebound, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, this is a tough loss for Notre Dame, one that might keep them out of the college football playoffs because they're already 0-2. They can't make any more mistakes. So we'll see what Notre Dame, how they respond. But in terms of for Texas A&M right now looks like an SEC championship caliber team. Also, they don't have that hard of a schedule in the SEC. So all they got to do is win. Win, baby, win. That is the ultimate thing that A&M has to do. Now let's go over to yet another good game. We had so many this weekend. It was incredible. Georgia Tech versus Clemson. And you're probably thinking to yourself, I mean, Ivy, if you didn't watch. This is Georgia Tech versus Clemson. This is nothing special. I mean, we see this quite a bit. No, this was a special matchup. Clemson playing at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech goes wide out. It was a crazy atmosphere. I had a couple buddies there, and they said it was incredible to be there. And Clemson looked rattled early. I mean, they started off, I think they were down 13-0 early in that ball game. Then they started to storm back. They started scoring some points. They started to look like the Clemson that we expected them to look like. Obviously, they lost to LSU week 1 and then had a rough one versus Troy last week. So Clemson fans, they're off to a rough start this season, and then this game didn't help at all. Clemson started to look like themselves again early in that second half. But then here comes Georgia Tech. Haynes King, the starter for Georgia Tech. He looked incredible. Super nice guy, by the way. You should really like him and support him a lot. Haynes King is a great guy. They started storming back. So all of a sudden, it's tied 21-21. Georgia Tech's got the ball, and they start moving. All right, they start moving. But the issue is they wasted a timeout on between second and third down with like 12 seconds left. It was a long field goal. I think they were at like the 40-yard line. Clemson's 40-yard line. It would have been a long field goal, but they decided to call a timeout and then their last timeout and then run a play on third down. Interesting choice of play, and the play wasn't a pass play. It was a quarterback draw. So then they had to go with the fire drill field goal, which is when you have to run the whole field goal team on with like not a lot of time left and try and get them on the field and get a kickoff, which gives the kicker not enough time to do his preparation. And it was a 55-yard field goal, and I'm sitting there thinking, if you saw my post, I'm sitting there thinking this kick is going to go wide right, wide left, short, just not get there, get blocked. Something's going to go wrong. But no, I was wrong. The kicker drills the 55-yard field goal to win the game right as time expires. Georgia Tech rushes the field. Crazy game. An awesome game to watch. I was so thrilled for Georgia Tech. I mean, I was truly impressed. It was fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts to watch. So that was a great win for Georgia Tech. I feel kind of happy for them. Tough loss for Clemson. And right now, Clemson's got to be in panic mode because if they don't make the play, look, right now, they're looking like they might not compete in the ACC, which is devastating for Clemson. But right now, they can't compete with anyone. They barely competed with Troy. They're lucky they beat Troy. So you got to look, if you're Clemson, at some big-time fixes for your squad. And it's rough for Clemson, but we'll see. Good for Georgia Tech. I felt happy for them. I was happy they were able to pull it off. There were so many other good games last night, yesterday, too. Let's recap. I know y'all's favorite, Alabama. Alabama played Wisconsin. Home game for Alabama. First real test since their loss to Florida State. Obviously, they played UL Monroe last week and won 73-0. And then Alabama played Wisconsin this week. people were thinking, oh, maybe Wisconsin could do some stuff, you know. Wisconsin looks like a good team, good football team. No, they got beat down by Alabama. Alabama outplayed them in every aspect of the game for the most part. Wisconsin scored 2 touchdowns late, but that was just gimme touchdowns against Bama's third stringers. And I was really impressed with Alabama's ability. I think Ty Simpson right now looks like the most accurate quarterback in the SEC. He's outplayed every other quarterback in the SEC, in my opinion, so far. Only other guy that's maybe looked better than him is Gunnar Stockton for Georgia. And obviously they're going to show down versus each other in 2 weeks. But I think that right now, the way things stand, Ty Simpson is the most accurate quarterback in the SEC right now. I mean, if you look, he went 17 for 17 in his last game. He could have went 25 for 25 if they hadn't taken him out. I think he only missed 3 passes in this game, which is incredible. And 2 of them were drops. Ryan Williams was back, and he looked good. He looked back to himself, had a 75-yard touchdown, and then like a 50-yard touchdown. So 2 touchdowns on the day for Ryan Williams. Good to see him back in full strength, looking more like himself. Let's talk about Jeremy Bernard for a hot second. Jeremy Bernard has more touchdowns this season than he did all of last season already. And it's only 3 games into this season. And he looks like the player that we thought he was going to be last year. I really like him. I think he is a first-round receiver going this year. I think he will be a first-round pick, hopefully. I think he's a solid player. I think he's going to do some great things in the NFL. I think he's an NFL-style receiver, very much like A.J. Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of physical, but also has that finishing speed. So, yeah, Jeremy Bernard, that's a hot take right there. He's going to be a first-round draft pick by the end of the season. So that's Alabama, Wisconsin. And then, yeah, we had a lot of good games yesterday. I mean, look, if you look at West Virginia versus Pittsburgh, that was a crazy good game. You should have watched it if you didn't. Check out College Football Final. I mean, they had so many good games last night. It was a heck of a Saturday. Awesome to see. Really good to see. It was really fun to watch football, but it's only going to get better from here because we got some great weeks coming up here in the future. For Ivy League Sports Podcast specifically, though, we have big things coming. I promise you. We have some very cool stuff coming up. Some stuff I don't necessarily want to reveal yet. Maybe in the next episode, we'll throw some big reveals out there. But we have some big stuff coming up. One thing I will reveal, if you want to check out my school news page, I will be running the weekly news for that. So if you want to check that out, that's kind of fun. You want to see more of my face, you're welcome to. But we have some more very exciting news coming in our next episode that I'm going to share. Make sure you check it out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be big. It's going to be awesome. And, let's throw a little hint out. What can I hint? Let's just say it might be some kind of, you'll get to see me live kind of event. Let's say it's an event, we'll say, that Ivy League Sports Podcast might be attending. So, anyway, that's all I'm giving you. That's my hint. We have big news coming next episode. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the news next week. That's it for today. Until next time, Ivy Leaguers, this is Ivy Taylor signing off.